Welcome everyone to Mary Made Crafts. It is me, Mary. Today we're going to make a snowy night scene with the Hero Arts monthly kit that just came out. I'm just going to show you some of the things that came with it. You have this wonderful set of beads and sequins. There's a ton of it in there. We have 3 different ink spots here, silver, blue, and white. Some embellishments that we can use on our card. Lovely little kind of diamond embellishments, and then some snow, and I use that in a later shaker card that we have, so that's a lot of fun. Comes with this acetate as well as envelopes and the card bases, and the card bases are slightly smaller than A2. Here's the stamp set. Really nice stamp set. It's not cutesy, it's more elegant. You can make a lot of elegant cards with the stamp set. Beautiful ones in there. You have the deer, trees. Comes with coordinating dies, so that's always helpful. We're going to use that Santa with the Santa sleigh in this card today. The snow globe is super cute. There's so many things you can do with this stamp set. On the back, you have the coordinating die for the trees from the front, and the trees we're going to use today, as well as some slopes, some hill slopes. So that's always great. And a lot of the elements are really small, so they fit right inside that snow globe for your shakers or whatever really kind of cards you want to make. I'm going to start with ink blending over this Tim Holtz Distress watercolor paper. And I start with Wilted Violet. I'm going to use 3 different colors to blend all those colors together. This card gave me a little bit of a struggle. I had to ink blend 3 different times. The first time that I did it, it turned out really nicely. But when I tried to do some ink splatters on it, some water splatters on it, they were water puddles, and it ruined the card. And I don't know if that's ever happened to you, but blasted, I was upset. But then again, I said, oh, okay, I just get another opportunity to practice my ink blending. So I grabbed another piece of cardstock, and I tried again. And on that one, the colors just were not blending at all together. I don't know what happened the second time. It just didn't work out. So try again. 3rd time's a charm. I did it on this one right here for you, and it turned out just the way I wanted it, so I was happy about that. Now for this, I used a circle punch to just punch out a piece of masking paper as my moon. Put that right on there, and you'll notice that I'm keeping around the moon that purple color, so when I take it off and it's stark white, it looks like it's glowing. So that's the intent there. And then I'm using some black soot right at the bottom and for the last part of the card. It's because it is a night scene. So right here I'm going to do my water splatters. And this is where I just spray it and then pick that up with either a paper towel, or this cloth works really well too. So I just use that. As you can see, I pull my mask off and that moon looks like it's glowing. So I'm going to run this through my big shot. Oh, there it is. There's the mistake. I think that's the splotchy one. That's the one that just did not come out nice. But anyway, so I'm using the Lawn Fawn stitched rectangle, and I actually end up cutting that down even more because I wanted a smaller focal point on the front of the card. So the next thing we're going to do is our stamping. So I bring out my Misty. I'm using the Misty because this tool will allow me to stamp and restamp as many times as I need to. This is watercolor paper. So it's textured, which means that when you're stamping on it, sometimes you don't get a good impression that very first time. So I'm going to stamp it a few times. I still have white spots where the trees are because of the paper, but I ended up not minding. It kind of made it look vintagey. So vintagey, is that a word? It made it look older. I don't know. It looks okay to me. So I'm going to go with it. But what I do right here is I'm going to make a mask with that stamp so that I could try to get some more trees in the background. And so I just use a full sheet Post-it to make that mask. And by the power of film, I cut that out, and you don't even have to see it happen. So you put that down, and I'm going to get my mask in place, and then I'm going to have to re-stamp over it. The second time, when I'm stamping these trees right here, it came across again where there was a lot of white spots in there. Now I could have taken a black marker and filled those right in. you can do that, and that's fine. I didn't really feel a need to. I kind of like the way it looked. So next I'm going to do our Santa and his Santa sleigh going across the moon there. I only had to stamp that twice, I believe. Yep. And then lastly, our sentiment here on the front of the card. I'm actually going to heat emboss this. So I'm using my Versamark ink to get that with the stickiness. And then I'm going to put that in the white embossing powder. And I'm going to heat set it. I heat set off camera because the way that my heat gun is set up. So that part is all done. And the next thing I'm going to do, oh, here's the other piece. This is the one where I put the water puddles on. And then I tried to recover it up with some ink. It didn't work out so well. So I'm going to use this as my background. I want a full snowy background. I want it to just be a winter wonderland. And so I'm going to do that with the heat setting as well. On the front panel, I'm going to take my Uniball white gel pen and I'm going to put in lots of snow. Again, I want a really snowy scene. We have lived 4 years in Florida, and now we live, 4 years in Hawaii, now we live in Florida. I miss the snow. I'm going to live vicariously through my card. I know I'm not complaining. Hawaii was beautiful, and Florida is just as gorgeous. But sometimes I miss a good snow day. So I just have to make it up through my crafts, I suppose. So here I'm going to attach the front with by popping it up with some mounting tape. And as you can see, that snowy background is just, I like it. I think it's great. Reminds me of winter in Pennsylvania, which I used to love as a kid. Now here I noticed that one of those pieces of the snow banks, or the snow stamps, did not heat emboss. So I'm going to fix that by using a Versamark marker, same ink as the Versamark, and I'm just going to put some dots in there, add some white powder, and reheat emboss it. Never know the difference. You only know I made a mistake because, well, I showed you. But otherwise, you'll never be able to tell. So here I'm just adding my adhesive, and I'm going to put that on my card panel, my card base, and that is it for the card. I didn't want to add anything else. I thought this was enough happening in the card. There's some close-ups of it. Thank you so much for joining me and for crafting with me today. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and please hit subscribe to my channel. Until next time, thank you.